Thank you.
What's going on, y'all? Carlito here, back with another video on your screen. I'm here with the Sugar Man, Shanemosley Jr. What an honor. Middleweight division, 17 wins, 4 losses, but it's the name of the game. And first off, I want to, thank you for taking your time out of your day, to sit down with me. And much respect to you and your family. And coming from such a legendary dad and Sugar Shane Mosley, how do you stay motivated and felt like, to step on that ladder as he did?
Oh man, I want to be a legendary fighter. I want to be a great fighter. It wasn't really like I'm stepping in his path or anything like that. I'm just doing what I love to do, and that's fight. So I'm trying to be the best that I possibly can be, and show the fans that I really am a true contender and a real fighter and a future champion.
For sure. So how old were you when you first started, like, you put the mitts on and started boxing?
The first time I actually I guess you would say like seriously like boxed, I was about 15 or 16 years old with a buddy, and he invited me to go sparring with him at Azusa Boxing Club. And that was kind of my first like real experience with like boxing. Obviously I would go to the boxing gym with my dad and things like that before that, or we just like mess around in the gym, but like nothing like competitive or like really like serious. It was more so like like you and your cousin slap boxing, like it's not like, like actually like, like training and like really sparring with somebody that is also taking it serious as well. So the first time I ever did that, I was like 15 years old. And it was a buddy of mine. And like I said, we went to Azusa Boxing Club in California. And I sparred for like the first time for real. And it was a pretty interesting experience, but I definitely like loved it. I got a bloody nose and and I was just like, yeah, I need that back. I need that back. I need to do this again. So and that's how I kind of like started to like boxing, and then eventually obviously to love it, and then everything else.
Fell into place. Damn, bro, that's dope, man. That's a crazy experience, man. To just to that would be your first time like actually sparring. That's dope. And growing up, with your with the dad that was on top of boxing, how was that? How was that lifestyle like? Going to school and stuff like that. How did everything adapt to that?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because like like a lot of people knew me, but like I have to say I had like a fairly small circle. I didn't like, I had a lot of people that like I associated with because they knew me and like wanted to be around, or just thought like it was cool that my dad was a fighter. But like I had a small group of friends, so it's quite interesting contrast, but it's part of like I guess being a son of a celebrity and things like that. So even like to this day, like people be like, oh, you're Shane's son, like randomly, like this, like, oh, you're Shane's son. You got to be Shane's son, like, yeah. Okay. Do you box? I'm like, yeah. It's because my dad is like, way like known like all over the world, by like everybody. So, a lot of some people like in the boxing, industry like know me and stuff like that. But I don't like, not nearly as much as like my dad. So like even to this day, like I'll have like random people like at the grocery store be like, you look familiar. Like, yeah. A lot of people say I look like my dad,
Yeah. Similar, bro, to your dad. And
huh?
I like you really look similar to your dad.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, man, like, seeing your last fight and then seeing your past few fights, I was just like, damn, dude, this dude is like, he has something. and he just needs that. He's just waiting for that one call, basically. That's how I felt. And you know, since so, what was your first actually like your first fight? You watched, as a kid, like your first pro fight.
Um, the first fight that I can, excuse me, the first fight that I can remember would probably be one of my dad's fights, and I'm trying to think like really far back because obviously like I've like remember fights, but it's because like you remember it from somebody else's perspective. Like, they told you about it and then like you kind of like remember it from that. But like the one that I can like I guess remember and recall is when my dad fought Golden Johnson on it was Roy Jones's undercard in where Pensacola, Florida. So it was like Roy Jones was on the card in Pensacola, Florida. My dad was on the undercard. He fought Golden Johnson. That was kind of the first one that I can really recall from like my memory. Like, so like, like I said, like a lot of people have told me that, oh yeah, you were at this fight, because like I was like at so many fights of my dad's and I've seen so many of my dad's fights. So, with that being said, yeah, that was probably the first one that I can like really recall me going to. But yeah,
That's real dope. So, did you ever get a chance to train in the camp in Big Bear?
yeah. So my dad had that boxing gym since 1999, and we would go up there pretty frequently, whether it be for like just like for vacation or like for like training camps. I've done many of my training camps there. I've been to many of my dad's training camps there. Like I said, it was my home. So it was like, we'd go to like our house basically in Big Bear. So I would be there a lot. And for my first couple of fights, I trained there. And also for the contender finale, I trained there for my camps. Yeah, I've done a lot of training up there and kind of big beard out if you know what I mean. Yeah, man.
That's like going on that family vacation like once a year, and you're just like, again, we're going on this.
Right. Most definitely. Like that's how I feel about it.
So if you had one dream fight, what would it be? Today's age or in the past ages?
Are you talking about for me to fight or
Yeah.
like?
Like for you to fight?
Okay, I mean, I would probably say in the past it would probably be like Ray Leonard. I think would probably be a cool fight for me. And then just because Ray was such a an icon,
Mm-hmm.
and people just loved him. So I think that would be a pretty cool fight. And then obviously in the future, everybody wants to fight Canelo. And I mean, I think if you're one of the top guys, or if you want to be the top guy, you got to beat the top guy, and he is the top guy right now. You know what I mean? So I mean, that would be a definitely dream fight to fight him.
For sure. So what can you tell me about, your last fight, with Jason?
Jason Quigley, yeah.
Yeah. I felt like that fight was really good. Um, I felt like you clearly like had it. It was a hell of a fight though. From your eyes, how did you feel about the fight?
Well, from right when it ended, I I jumped on the ropes and I raised my hands and I was very confident in my win. You know what I mean? I felt it. It's like one of those things where um, you just feel like, oh yeah, I won. You know what I mean? I got the better of it. I controlled it. Yeah, he landed some good shots and he was definitely uh, you know, in the fight, but I definitely felt like I was the fight was controlled by me. And when I wanted to come forward, I came forward. When I wanted to box, I boxed.
Mm-hmm.
It was controlled. The action was controlled by me, and I believe even the commentator said that. The action is being controlled by Shane. If you look on the highlights for DAZN, they're all like mostly of me. You know what I mean? If you listen to the arena, they were booing because they were like in awe of like the decision. So, I felt that I won the fight. I felt that I won it. It was close, of course, but I felt that I won.
Yeah.
And you know, um, I know that it's not his fault per se. It's not his fault. He didn't go and tell the judges what to say. But I do feel like he's walking away with something that should have been mine.
Yeah.
I felt like he even knew that I won the fight. He said, he came into the dressing room afterwards and was like, I thought it was a draw. So what you're telling me is you didn't think that you won. You know what I mean? I didn't say anything, but he came up to me and was like, when the fight ended, I thought it was a draw. I thought, we did enough, like to get a draw. So you're telling me you didn't think that you won. So with that being said, I know that he knows that he didn't win. I know that he knows he didn't win, but obviously he's not going to say that out loud to the public. And he, it's not going to say I won. So, that's here nor there. Yeah. But I felt that I won. My plan is to go to the commission and ask for some answers. You know what I mean? I'm gonna contest it. That's my plan, to contest the fight. And maybe they do something, maybe they don't. But what I really want is another fight, because Jason knows he didn't win. He knows he didn't win. And what he said afterwards, after the fight, was, I'm gonna go on to bigger, better things. Is because that you came away with the steal.
Yeah,
it was stolen from me, and you wanna run away with this victory because you don't want to go back in there with me because you know that it's dangerous. Mm-hmm. But the truth of the matter is if the roles were reversed and you felt that, and everybody felt that you won the fight, mm-hmm. and you said, "Hey, Shane, I need a rematch," I would most definitely give you a rematch. I would, no matter the case, I would show you that I deserve to win. And that's what I want to do. I want to show you that, because a lot of people don't think that he won. Mm-hmm. And I sure as hell don't think that he won. So I'm going to go down and do my due diligence to contest that and do what I can in order to get a rematch. And I know that, a lot of people say, well, maybe you'll catch him down the line, or maybe maybe he fights for a world title and he wins, and then you can fight him then for the world title. But the truth of the matter is why would he be going on to fight for a championship or something like that if he didn't beat me? I don't want him to fight for a title, because he's doing something that I should be doing. Yeah. He's getting the opportunities that I should be getting because I feel that I won. And if you don't feel that I won, and he can call me bitter, or whoever the case is can call me bitter, whatever the case is. But I know that for a fact everybody would watch this fight, and there's a lot of people that thought that I won would watch the fight, and even prove me wrong, knock me out, beat me convincingly. I bet you can't. You know what I mean? So that's why I want to show the world that I deserve to win. And if I do fight him, I know that I have to knock him out. I know that I have to go out there and beat him and knock him out, because I can't win the decision clearly. Yeah. So